you so much. No, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you so much to Council Member Jeff Casper. Is Mesquite, Texas, ready to hear from Beto O'Rourke? What an incredible turnout. I want to thank Min and the Dallas County East Democrats for organizing this incredible event. And to all of the candidates, do we have some phenomenal candidates or what? I'm so honored to be able to welcome our future senator from the great state of Texas, Beto O'Rourke, in just a minute. And let me tell you, in just a minute, because I've got to share with y'all a few things. I've got to share with y'all some of the fights that we've had in the legislature that Councilmember Casper mentioned. But just real quick background about our campaign and about my dad, because my dad came to this country many years ago, and he came with two things. He came with a sixth grade education, and the second thing that my dad came with was a dream. My dad had a dream for a better life, and even though he started off as a dishwasher, learned a trade, and that was repairing TVs and VCRs. And his very first TV shop that he opened was right here in the heart of our great city in Mesquite, right off of Galloway and Town East. And this was back in the 80s and the 90s when the TVs were like this big and this tall when people used to repair them. But I share I share that with y'all though because the values that my dad taught in me, the values of doing God's golden rule of doing unto others as you would have done unto yourself, the values of treating people right and showing compassion and respect for others. This is not something that we are seeing in the political landscape. Would y'all agree with me? And I know that our state is better than that. I know that our great city and here in Mesquite is better than that. And I know it's a little bit hot in here because I see all the fans blowing. But let me tell you that we are in a time where we as a city have to make a decision about what type of future that we want for our state. Do we want a future that's filled with hate and divisiveness and that brings out the worst in people? Or do we want a state that is filled with compassion and that fights for the people that make our city and our state so beautiful? And those battles are not just at the national level. They are right here in our great state of Texas, in the Texas legislature. I'm very honored that as one of the freshmen in the Texas legislature, I was named as the freshman of the year by the House Democratic Caucus. And as one of the 5 best legislators in North Texas. And it was because, I think it was because of this. Because we have to take a different approach. This is not just about Democrats. This is not just about getting Democrats out to vote. We are in a time where we as Democrats have to reach across the aisle. It is going to take Democrats, independents, and Republicans coming together to fight the extremism that we are seeing. Would y'all agree with me? And we have to open our arms. We have to open our arms to everybody who believes in fighting for change, who believes in fighting for our public schools that are under attack. I hear from teachers who are working so hard, many of them working 2 jobs just to make ends meet, and then they're still paying out of their pocket for school supplies for children. That is not acceptable. We need to be investing in our schools rather than taking dollars out through voucher programs. We need to be prioritizing women. The fact that we have leadership that is focusing on divisive issues instead of focusing on the core issues facing our state like education and transportation infrastructure is not acceptable. 635 project, y'all know from 75 to 35 is fully developed. 635 from 75 down to our area in 30 has been neglected. And that is something that we have been fighting for because we need transportation dollars to expand the 635 LBJ East project. But it's not just these issues. It is going back to what our forefathers, our foremothers have fought for. people who have fought for us to be able to have the right to vote, people who have died for us to be able to have the right to vote. We are in a time where we cannot stay home this upcoming November election. And that is why I am so excited to welcome to Mesquite, Texas, a future, a leader who is leading everybody all across the state, who has visited 254 counties. Somebody, Beto, Beto, or work. Let's give Beto.